Hello and welcome to the Unique Podcast. Right here, we talk about real life issues that plague our society right here in Nigeria. And today we will be discussing the topic, who is to blame? I'm your host, Joy Adesua, and before we delve right into what we have for today, we'll go on a quick break. When we come back, I will also be unveiling my guest, who will be joining me to discuss this peculiar topic. Stay with us. Podcast, baby. Keep watching. Welcome back. You're still watching the Unique Podcast. And like I said earlier, I have with me some amazing, beautiful, intelligent ladies in the house. Welcome, ladies. Introduce yourselves.
Hi, my name is Fatima and I'm early childhood education expert.
My name is Eniola, a literary critic.
Hi, my name is Belle, a linguist.
Okay, there you have it. You've met our amazing ladies, so you can see that they are perfectly fit to, talk about what we have for today. Who is to blame? Very peculiar case in point today. I don't know how many of us have seen the story about the 15-year-old boy, a teenager, a boy, who broke into the house of a 14-year-old girl and raped her till she was close to death. Now, Fatima, you are a childhood education expert. So this question is to you. Who do you think is to blame? What do you think happened to this child psychologically that will lead him to go committing such atrocity?
Hello, Joy. It's actually very good to be here. And this topic is a very interesting one, I must tell you. So I heard this particular story on the radio, and I must say I was speechless. I could not just imagine this. I mean, a 15-year-old boy, that is a boy, raping a 14-year-old girl. I mean, how does this boy come across the word rape? Who taught him the meaning of rape? Don't you get? So many things kept running through my head, and I don't know. However, who is to be blamed? I think the parenting styles parents adopt these days are just not fit for this particular society. Now, I understand that it is a world of globalization, and we have to be globally ready for the world. However, this is Nigeria. We are Africans. Therefore, different parenting styles have been propounded. But I still think that tilting towards the Western culture is too far for us for now, right? So we still need to stick to that African style that we know, because we are black and we are Africans. There's no way we're running away from that, right? And so if we continue with what our mothers and our fathers had laid, I'm not sure this is going to happen, right? So you want to bring it into a theory, you would probably use Diana's theory, saying the authoritarian parenting style, authoritative, permissive, and the last one, neglect, right? And so you see the authoritative fitting into this category, meaning that parents are warm, but they are rigid. They know what they want. A friend of mine will say, you don't make friends with your children. They are your children. They are not your friends.
That's
you don't get it. They are your children. They are not your friends. Therefore, regardless of the fact that you love them and you want to be warm and comfort them and provide them with everything that you need, there has to be rules guiding these children.
Yeah.
Children should be socialized in a way that they understand that they are not above the law. They are not above punishment. Do you understand what I'm saying? They should be socialized in such a way that they know that life is not a bed of roses, and because we have everything it takes to take care of you, does not mean it's going to be like that. Circumstances, challenges will come. Something like this. Imagine a 15-year. What is happening in that house? I don't know. This topic,
What is happening in that house? Really?
What is happening? How is this child socialized?
Now, let me take the question to you now. Esther, do you think now it is a case of upbringing, solely upbringing, or do you think there is some kind of psychological issue the child is probably experiencing, that could have led him to even think in that direction? What do you think about it?
All right, so Joy, thank you so much for that question. All right, I would say maybe something is wrong in that house, according to what Fatima said. It could be a case of abuse in the home. It could be that the father abuses the mom. It could be that the father is someone who also does that kind of thing to the mom. So the child felt like, oh, this is normal. Let me try it out. Maybe it could be that the child hears sound every night. You know, there are many things attached to it. But I would say, let us go into the home. Let us see the things that the child sees in the home. The things he sees on the screen also affects the child's thinking, affect the child's psychology. It could be that the child views violence stuff on the screen, and then from the screen to his brain, and then from his brain he wants to experiment it. He wants to bring it to life. Do you understand? So according to what Fatima said, I agree with her point of view. Upbringing really matters. It is not solely about I have everything I want to give my child. I have money, I have every material thing I need. I have to instill that moral in them. I think moral is gone in this part of the society now. We are Africans, we are Nigerians. So I think the main problem is from the home.
Okay. Yes, there you have it. The main problem is from the home, but we could also say that there are other factors, not just the home. There are so many other things, but I'll be taking another question now to you, Eniola. In time past, we used to have experiences like this right here in Nigeria. I mean, this kind of case is alien to Nigeria. These are the kind of cases you hear in the Western world. Okay, somebody, the child just wakes up and stabs his mother, just wakes up and decides to poison his dog. Different things like that, weird things. But we are not used to seeing this kind of things happen right here in our country. What do you think is happening? What do you think is the problem? What do you think? Is it that we are becoming too used to the Western culture? What exactly is happening? Tell me.
Oh, thank you for the question. Actually, I would say reality is dynamic. Our parents' reality is different from our own reality, and our own reality will be different from our children's reality. So, in as much as reality is dynamic, we can actually say the modern world is another factor. So, there's this concept of decolonization. So, when we're trying to decolonize some things, there are some things that this Western world, has brought to us, and they are very useful to us. But there are some things that we need to discard as Africans. So I think we should look deep into what the Western world has led us to, and then we should bring out things that are not useful to the society and then adopt the ones that are useful.
Nicely put. We discard the ones that are, and then we imbibe the useful ones. Very, very amazing. I told you before that we have very intelligent ladies in the house today. So now we have highlighted the problem. We know the problem. Now let's talk solution. So you, Fatih, what do you think we can do about it?
Now, I don't know. I am always tagged old-fashioned, traditional, and I enjoy it. I love that title. Why? Because I was brought up in a way that go there, do not go there. When you go to that place you're not asked to go, there are consequences. Therefore, parenting styles should shift from being absolutely permissive. She wants this, give it to her. She wants that, give it to her. No, we can shift towards being authoritative. Do you get? Now, it's not like you are saying don't do this, don't do that, but you are establishing rules. Someone said something about withdrawing some certain things from a child whenever he has done something wrong. That is good. Do you get it?
Yeah.
It is not a must that you get canes like our parents did. But there are ways to do these things. Therefore, read about parenting styles, and then you will know where you fit into, and then you know which one to adopt. Mind you, when you are adopting things that the Westerners do, you don't adopt it. You adapt to it. What do we call it in education? We call it culturally linguistically responsive to what? To fit your own purpose. And that is what it is. So when you want to do something, or when you want to adopt a style of the Americans, adapt to it. So you see, parenting styles must be adapted to. You're not going to adopt it wholly, right? You're going to adapt to it to ensure that it fits the purpose of your own home. Having in mind that children are different, right? I said something about discipline the other day on LinkedIn. I said children are disciplined in different ways because children are different. So why you are going to beat a child to listen, another child will beat from today to tomorrow, they will not hear. So some of them, you have to talk to them and say, oh, I know that this has happened, but please, can we do another thing? Some of them you have to cry. There are others you will cry from today till next year. They are not even listening to you. But when you bring out Ken, oh, they are scared and they are listening. So you have to know your child. Know the parenting style that you are going to use for that child.
Very,
Did you get it?
Yes.
So that is what I think. I don't know.
Wow,
if it makes sense, that's what I
that
think.
is very, very insightful. I mean, firstly, you said adapt,
Yes.
not adopt. Wow, that is profound. Now, I don't know, Esther, you might have a different opinion. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I think I'll talk on parental guide. You know, I talk on things that children see on the screen. So parents should be in control of whatever their kids, their words are saying. Parental guide is very, very important. You are in charge of your own. You are the mother, you are the father. Take care of that aspect. You don't have to, okay, I want to say this, this is the trending stuff online now, let us see. No, put a guide on it. Put a guide on whatever your kids are saying on the screen.
Or watching.
Or what they're watching. You have to be in charge of what they are watching. Don't be a passive parent. Whatever they want to watch, they can watch it. So that is where the problem starts. Anything they want to watch, they have access to it. Put a guide. Even some movies, they put
Parental guidance. Yes.
You have to put parental guide.
Yes.
Things they are losing is in that aspect.
Yeah.
So they have tablets, they have access to the internet. You as a parent, you can control what they see there. I think that's
Very true. Very true.
Parental guidance,
Yes.
parental control. Very, very fast. These days, we see kids, they have free access. 15 is even too old. A child of 4 already has, unlimited access.
Should I tell you a particular one that I don't know, till now I'm still thinking about it, because they are going to approach you and say, oh, as an early childhood education expert, what should we do about it? Here it goes. Now, they said an SS2 boy, an SS2 student, requested for the nude pictures of SS1 students, of 2 SS1 students, and they sent it.
Just there you go. Just
They
imagine.
sent that, and then they approach me and say, oh, Fatima, what can we do? And I am asking you, how am I? Don't you get it?
Exactly. Why not?
You don't get
Why not prevent the
These
situation
things
instead of
are
trying
to be
solve it?
prevented.
prevention is better than
They
cure.
are to be prevented. I don't know. Miss Eniola, I believe you don't get it.
Yeah, I get
I
your
mean,
point.
something is like crying over spilled milk,
milk,
isn't
yes.
it? Because it has happened.
Something that you can prevent from happening.
So these things should have been prevented from managing the screen time, from the parental control and parental guidance, like you said.
Yes. Well, all right. So, Eniola, do you have something to say? So we wrap up the
Yes,
show.
have something to say. Actually, I said it earlier that reality is dynamic, and we cannot say that we want to adopt what our parents are used to while training a child in this generation. So I think we should find a way to balance it. You said earlier that your children are not your friends. But at the same time, in this generation of ours, you have to make sure your children are your friends. They should be able to open up to you to tell you what they experience. Do you get? So I think we cannot, rule out the aspect where you make your children your friends. But while making them your friends, you have to, set a gap, like set a boundary. When you're supposed to scold them, when you're supposed to,
Exactly
be authoritative.
the point.
Be authoritative.
Okay, now, Miss Eniola, you see this thing you call friendship is not what they see as friendship. Now, what these permissive parents see as friendship is just accepted. Oh, she's my child, let her. Oh, let him. Oh, being authoritative is the word. That's why when that girl said, my children are not my friend, I felt it. Why? She's avoiding things like this. Because
they'll see you as their mates and they can do whatever they want. Yeah, that's true.
Where I was teaching, a child, I was teaching this child and she just hissed at me. And when what happened, I've forgotten, but when the disciplinary committee called me, because I did discipline, that is why I said they called me professional teacher. I did discipline. When the disciplinary committee called me, it was the same thing he said. He said, Fatima, these children are not your friends. They are your students. You see, so when they say they are not your friends, they are not saying you should be harsh to them, you should maltreat them. They are simply saying what you said, set a gap.
Yes,
let there be a boundary.
Yeah, like we have different roles to play.
Yes,
Like,
you get it.
But I guess in the last,
yes,
she's saying, make sure it's balanced.
When you're supposed to be a friend,
I love it. Yes,
when you're supposed to be authoritative,
be authoritative. I get
because
it.
you're absolutely correct. Like things has changed.
Yes,
So if you want to adopt that kind of training that we had when we were,
it would not work.
It would not work.
You end up chasing these children
end up chasing them out. All right, ladies. All right,
fantastic
ladies.
topic.
Wow.
Fantastic topic. I must say.
Wow, this topic is really, really amazing, and I'm so happy I brought in the right people to talk about it, to do justice to the topic. And with that, we've come to the end of today's episode, and we are really, really, really grateful to you for joining us, and of course to my amazing ladies who joined me on the show. To you, Fatima, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Esther, thank you all so much for giving us so much information and doing justice, as a matter of fact, to this topic. All right, that's the end of the show. We'll come your way again next week with an even more exciting episode. I'm Joy Adesua.
Thank you for watching.